Sherlock has rightly said, good marketing makes the company look smart, but greater marketing makes the customer feel smart. Good evening, everyone, to this incredible lecture, Create Yourself, Be Job Ready After MBA. Today, we have with us our esteemed guest for the day. Well, he used to be one of us, another one of the marvelous legacies of this college alumni, Mr. Sajid Srambikal. I welcome all of you to this wonderful session, along with our faculties and the alumni. Mr. Sajid Srambikal did his graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Tokachi Institute of Science and Technology, Cochin, and then an MBA in Marketing from our very own Rajagiri. He is presently working as the Regional Business Development Manager at the Pidilite Industries Limited for the Fevicol division handling parts of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. He has 9 years of experience in the field of sales and marketing and has also worked at ITC Limited as the Coimbatore area manager and as area executive. He was awarded the Best Outgoing Student of the Decade while passing out from school, Best Outgoing Student while passing out from graduation, and the Best Outgoing Management Graduate while passing out after post-graduation. He's also won state level as well as national level awards in both the organizations for performance excellence. And a few other projects has been initiated by him has been scaled up to state and national level. He has been conducting sales and marketing classes, talks on career guidance, personality development for graduate and postgraduate students for the past 5 years. So, without any further ado, let me invite Mr. Sajid Srambikal to talk about creating yourself and how to be job ready after your post-graduation. We welcome you, sir.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for that intro. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ritik, we are good to go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the crowd today, I mean the audience today, they follow like Malayalam also, or should this only be in English?
So I think some students don't follow Malayalam.
Oh, that's fine. Then we'll stick on to English.
Yeah.
So what is the attendance? Like how many members are there in the meeting right now? I'm not able to see the. You are able to see the screen right now.
Sir, 81 students. No, 82 students.
Yeah. Thanks. So just see if my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's a profile second slide, the profile. Yeah. That's a second profile screen. No? That is the one which you are able to see right now.
So I can see you and your screen also, your shared screen also.
The shared screen is the second slide, no?
Okay.
No, the shared, or is it the second slide? It's my profile thing.
So your pictures are seen. I mean, your family photo.
Yeah, fine. So I just wanted to see whether the PPT is moving or not. Sometimes it gets stuck. Yeah, thanks, Ritik. Yeah, hi team. So it's like I'm just your senior, so you should treat me that way only, not like an external resource person. So thank you, Elizabeth, once again for that wonderful intro. So I thought like before I move on, and so the discussion for today's session is on create yourself. How do we become job ready after MBA? So while you pass out of the campus in maybe in another 6 to 8 months from now, what are the things that will help you to make a better career in sales and marketing? I'll stick on more into sales and marketing. So I thought like I'll just introduce myself. So apart from what Elizabeth has told. So I hail from Palakkad. So that's my hometown. I'm native of Palakkad. I did my schooling in Amrita Vidyalaya in Palakkad and engineering in Tokachi Institute, Cochin. And yes, I'm a proud alumni of Rajagiri. So 2010-12 batch of MBA marketing. And I worked in 4 firms till now. So I worked with Infosys. So Infosys was a campus placement after I did my engineering, Tokachi. So 2008, I passed out of Tokachi and I got a campus placement while I was in my 3rd year. So that was the time when recession was also there. So I had a job in hand. So I thought it's always nice to take up a job rather than searching out for a job when the entire world is under recession. So I worked there for almost 5 to 6 months. And then I didn't find it very comfortable, and I understood that I had a plans like after engineering 2 years I'll work and then go for MBA. And then I moved out of Infosys and I was working as a lecturer in a college called SSK Srinivasan. So now it is known as Dhanalakshmi Srinivasan College of Engineering. It is based out of Coimbatore. So since I was from Palakkad, it was easy for me to commute, and I found that I had a passion for teaching also. And then I did, so 1.5 years of work experience, and I did my MBA from Rajagiri, 2010-12 batch. So I was one among the very few, or the lucky ones, I should say, what Manoj sir used to tell me, the last time we met also, one among the very few people who got 2 placements from Rajagiri. So one was with Idea Cellular, where I had attended on our placement drive that came on the first day of the campus. And I did my summer internship with ITC, and they gave me a pre-placement offer a bit later. So I took up ITC, and I joined ITC as a from a summer intern converted to BPO. So I worked with ITC for 5 years. So ITC I was handling Trivandrum and then later Cochin, and then I got promoted. So we joined as a sales trainee in ITC. Then I got promoted as an area executive after 1 year. So means like more like a confirmation. And then after 2 years of area executive, 10 to 2.5 years, I got promoted as an area manager. Then I moved to Coimbatore branch, where I was handling rest of Tamil Nadu, southern cluster based out of Madurai. So I did my AM stint for almost 1.5 years, and then close to 5 years I spent with ITC, and then I moved to Pidilite. So Pidilite is Fevicol's company. So I am right now with the Fevicol division. So I was handling the rest of Tamil Nadu as a branch sales manager for close to 4 years. So recently I moved it. Last month I moved it as a regional business development manager. So it's like a marketing profile. So I handle rest of Tamil Nadu and entire Kerala right now. So that is about my professional journey till now. So on an area of interest, I like music. I'm into theater art. So I do a lot of mono act and mimicry, even during our Freshers Day and in Flore, So that was the last stage during the campus days. And I was a trained fighter. I like Kalari fight. I had practiced from my childhood. So that is more like a passion. So now it's more like a promotion only, not like I want younger generation to learn Kalari fight. So I promote it a lot, and I watch a lot of movies. So these are the other things, personal things about me. And I'm married to Shilpa, who's a civil engineer. And the one you see on the right is our little angel. She's 2-year-old. Her name is Sanvika. So that is about me. And so this session, I'll keep it very short and simple. I know you are having so many exams and you will be attending so many courses in between. So I am trying to keep it to very simple as a, hello? Yeah, I'll try to keep it very simple and try to answer some of the most common questions which I get. So this is more or less my 8th session attending while talking to students. And this is the second one what I'm doing at Rajagiri. The first one was a sales class by Harish sir. So Harish sir wanted me to take a session for the sales students. It was way back in 2016. So this is my second session at Rajagiri. And so some of the most common questions what I come across, I try to give my point of view and what are the things that we expect from industry when you come to work with us or work in any FMCG firms, etc. And so these are the most common questions that I come across, or we rather come across. So what are the career opportunities that I have post course completion? So after completing an MBA degree, after maybe in 6 or 8 months from now, or maybe 1.5 years from now, assuming that even there are first year students in the batch, and what are the options that I have, and how do I know which career or which job suits me very well, and how do I become very successful in my career, or what are the things that I need to become successful in my career. So these are from my point of view and what I have felt and what I have observed also, and suggestions on bridging the employability gap. So they're coming to while. So this third and the fourth is more or less a similar thing. How do I become successful in my career, as well as or second and third, or which career or job suits me very well. And while second and third are more or less interlinked, and while mentioning about the fourth one, suggestion on bringing employability gap, we often hear about two things. There are two aspects to it. One is like when the young graduates come out of college and start working, employers many a times feel that, so it is, I'm not generalizing, so but there are people who do exceptionally brilliant performance right from day one. They're very smart, and every company wants such dynamic people to work for them. And at many times when there are a lot of employability gaps, so these are the things that a company wants to have. When you come out of Rajagiri, there will be an expectation. Oh, you are from Rajagiri, and so people expect you to know certain things. People expect you to have some standards at work, and people expect you to have a better performance than many of your peers. And sometimes the young graduates do not deliver to their expectation. This is one thing that we are seeing. And the other thing, there is another part to it. Like we would have already seen that many of your seniors, colleagues, etc. After 1 or 2 years of work, they are telling like, no, this is not a field what I want to work for. This is common even in IT sector or any other segment. To start something on, or this is not the life I wanted, etc. There are two aspects. So how can we avoid this? How can we start working on what we are best at or what our passion is about? And then the last part, if time permits, I'll just share it on. That's creating, how do we create a very successful model for yourself? Okay, so what are the career opportunities I have post course completion? So this, most of you would have started searching for it, or most of you would be aware of it at some point of time. The smartest among you would have already done your homework and would have made the list of it. So I'll just share a brief summary on some of the job openings or the profiles that the MBA specialization in different MBA in different specialization offers. So if you are in MBA finance, you can have a career in corporate finance or corporate banking, credit risk management, asset management, hedge fund management, private equity, treasury, sales and trading, etc. These are the most common headings or profiles that a finance manager or an MBA in finance guy will look for. So if you do an MBA in marketing, you will end up having a career, or you can have a career in brand as a brand manager, a research manager, sales manager, BDM, business development manager. The third and the fourth are the ones that I have been doing till now. Market analytics, a monetization manager, SEO, search engine optimization manager, with more of digitization. This is also gaining importance. Digital marketing is a big buzzword of these days. Media strategist, media manager, etc. If you do an MBA in HR, so you will end up, or you can have a career as an HR manager, HR generalist, staffing director, technical recruiter, compensation manager, all these things. If you have a specialization in ops, you will become an operations manager. You are becoming a supply chain program manager, general operations manager, etc. These are the different careers. And the other thing is IT. You will become a project manager, a business development manager, marketing manager, corporate strategy manager, analyst manager, etc. So these are the different profiles, different openings, different work domains that the specialization in MBA gives. So I have selected only the top 5, which are the most common. And everyone knows, each of us knows that there are more than 30, 40 very, very good specialization that MBA offers now. And MBA is even right now the most preferred or the most popular courses when you come to post-graduation or undergraduation. So I was checking some surveys even last few months back, which is there a trend in the career preference of the students or etc. So MBA has been the number 1 over the last few years, and it's expected to be the number 1 in the upcoming years. So these are just the career openings, or these are the profiles that different specializations in MBA offer. And what is the next step? So right now I know, okay, these many jobs are these are the different profiles that I can get after doing an MBA. So then the next thing is like, which are the companies that I must look into? Like when I have done a MBA in finance, so I've restricted more to like the ones which are very famous in Indian, on an Indian perspective. There are even global companies that you should be looking into it. But then again, I have just generalized it, or I've just made the list shorter so that it will be easy for us to understand. So if you are doing an MBA, and then these are the companies that you must be looking into, or like the top performing companies in each segment. So if you are an MBA in finance, then you should be looking at Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, KPMG, State Bank, HDFC, Tata Capital, etc. If you are doing an MBA in marketing, which are the best marketing firms to work for, or the top marketing firms, HUL, ITC, Dabur, Nestle, Godrej, Parle, Marico, Britannia. If you are an MBA in HR, then Reliance, KPMG, Wipro, L'Oreal, Infosys, PepsiCo, Operations, Damco, Blue Dart, First Flight, Gale, ONGC, NHPC, etc. You got an MBA in IT, Infosys, Wipro, IBM, Accenture, TCS, L&T. So I've just shortlisted, or I've done my homework on identifying which are the best companies to work for when you complete your MBA in, or what are the jobs that we can look into. Second is like, these are the companies that you must be targeting, or other than that, there are so many other companies which are doing good at a state level, which are doing good at a South India level, or which our horizon should be wider, which are doing well at a global level also. So all these companies will also, so these are the things that you must be looking into. Okay, so this is what I want to become. And these are the companies where I must be targeting to get a job in, either right now or at some point later in my career. So now the next question is that, how do I understand? Because I by the end of the first year, second, or the beginning of the second year, when we had to make our specializations, what specialization will I select? Will this job suit me? I had so many questions in my mind when I did my MBA. So after engineering also, I was very sure that I am not a techie. I am not going to be good in a techie role. So I wanted to do an MBA, and that is where I belong to. So that is what I have had in my mind. So after doing my first year of MBA also, I was not very clear what is the job that I'm going to be, whether I'm going to be a business analyst. I know I was going to be a salesperson. I will do good in as a sales role. but I didn't know like what am I going to do, whether it's going to be just sales or whether I want to become a brand manager. What is the difference between sales and marketing role? What do I do as a marketing manager? Or just is it like the random sales guys who keeps coming on? What is the thing? What am I good at? I had this doubt in my mind. And what most of the questions that I get when I interact with students are also revolve around the same point, telling like, how do I know whether this job is suiting me well or not? So this is exactly the point where we need to realize ourselves, what are we good at? And this is the point which I mentioned in my second slide, where I mentioned like, why do people quit? Because after 1 or 2 years, they find that this is not the job they wanted, this is not the life they wanted. I cannot work in the front of a system for 8 to 10 hours or 12 hours, or I don't want to get into a target pressure, weekly target, monthly target, go, danda maro, like do the sales, come on, like all those things. I don't want such a life, and I want to explore something. So what is the career that suits me well? So this is the thing where we try to identify what is your core competency and what makes you unique. So some of you have an instinctive sales skill. Some of you have like you are good in analytics. You've given a data and you can get the best result out of it. You like digital marketing. So this is the time. This is exactly the time when you try to identify what are you really good at, and then you compare with which industry demands or what is the industry demand that matches your core competency. And then why should a firm hire you? And then this is the third question that you should ask us. I'll just give you an example. So I had gone along with four of my friends. Five of us went from Rajagiri for ITC summer internship. I mean, like ITC had come to campus for picking up students for summer internship, and five of us had applied. Most of them wanted to apply, but they already had they already had confirmed their summer internship with many other companies. So five of us went. All of them are actually really good, and I mean, like we were doing good in different aspects. Most of them had work experience, etc. All five of us were rejected. Okay, and we were shocked. Like, I mean, we are doing good, we are good, we have some work experience. Then why were we rejected? So I was the fifth candidate. All five of us were rejected, and I was just about the rejection because the HR took my interview and told Sajid, you don't seem to fit into ITC. You are not like you are an engineer, you are a software engineer, you are a like you were a teacher. This is not the firm which will fit you in. Like you will not make a good fit here. We want people who can get your hands dirty. We want people who can work in the field and sell. I don't think you have that skill. That is what they did. And he almost closed my file. He closed my resume and he closed my file. See you next time, all the best kind of thing. And then I told, no, sir, please give me let me explain. Then I told, sir, I have a family business, which I basically have. So we have a family business at home. It's a small scale industry, and where we manufacture food products, rice flour, etc. And this was started by my father. And I said, I have an experience in sale. I know how tough it is to go with a product, get abused by a random customer, and then no, this is good. We'll go only for branded product. We come back, we again go, we understand where is our mistake, what did I pitch in wrong, and then go back again. I have done it, sir. I have done it in my career. Then HR was convinced, and then he asked me to do some sales trial also right in that. And then the last 5 minutes, they found a quality in me which was matching with what they wanted. And that is the only reason why I got hired in ITC. They gave me a summer internship. I did for 40 days. And after that, after 2 months, they released a PPO for me. So we must understand what is that the industry or the company is looking at, and do you have that skill in you? And then the last important question, when I ask many people, like, do you given a chance, do you work on your strength or weakness? And 80% of the time, people will tell, no, I'll try to correct my weakness and I'll try to develop on that. But I feel it is totally wrong, or that should not be the perspective. Because people always, or companies always look for people who are really good in some aspect. If I am really good in making a business proposal, my zonal manager will always ask me to make a business proposal for the zone. And if I'm just an average performer, I know a bit of this, bit of that, etc., I'll be one among the things. So this is one thing that makes me unique. If ZM wants the scheme to be defined, and he knows, like, I am the person who is best in getting the data from the market and making a scheme for the next quarter, what should we operate, how much should be the outgo, and what is the benefit, how much is the incremental sales that we are targeting at, then he'll definitely come to me, because I should have proved that I am good at that. That is what makes me different from the rest of my team. So every one of you, you must identify what are you good at, and please start building on that. You must work on your weakness so that people don't reject you just for that reason. But please do understand that this is your strength is what makes you unique, and please keep building on that. So this is again Gyan. Again, it's a quote which I really like a lot, and of Bruce Lee, so which makes it very clear. So we are almost coming to the first part. Skill set, what you need, and whether it is matching with your core competency. And is there a company or a job that offers you that and the work life that you want? So how do you select your career? Then, as I was telling some time back, do you think whether you want to work under like a sales on a sales profile? You want to become a start as a career as a sales, move into marketing, become a brand manager, and try to understand what is happening in the market, or you want to sit in front of the system, you can become a business analyst, or you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to start something on your own and to have some experience, understand what is, and you like targets, you like achievements, you like being rewarded, or you wanted a very calm life, you wanted to become a 10 to 5 kind of life without much of a tension, risk, etc. You are good with numbers. So what are the skill set and what is your core competency, and which is the job that offers you the same, and then the work life that you want. I want the weekends to be full of musty, no tension, etc. I don't want. I'll work for 5 days, day and night. Weekends I want to be very free, personal life, etc. Sales may sometimes it might not happen. Okay, and whether I want to be a work to a B2B firm or a B2C firm, etc. Maybe like in a companies like a paints company or an FMCG company or a telecom company, you might even work even on day, weekend, Sunday, night, daytime, nighttime, etc. So you must know what is the work life that you want, which are the company that offers that kind of work culture, and what are the jobs in those company which is matching with your core competency or what you are good at. If you make a link between these three, you will never have to regret on your career, and you will do really well, exceptionally well in your career. So this is the thing. And the last, almost coming to the last part, I'll give you the how do I become a successful at work even after MBA. So I've just highlighted 5 things, 5 points, what I have found on my personal front. I've observed a lot of people following that and being successful. I don't want to give you a lot of theory and a lot of gyan. And this is really practically what has really helped me. And I'll be really happy if at least 1 or 2 of those can help you out to become a better professional. So I'm with respect to other domains are also there. So to become a very successful sales and marketing professional, I'll tell you 5 things that has helped me, and if what you can do right now. So you are in the first year or the second year in the campus. So what you can do right now when you are in Rajagiri. So I always have an extra concern for Rajagiri because I want the students from Rajagiri to do well irrespective of the stream that you are in, irrespective of the batch you are in, irrespective of the industry you go for, irrespective of the company you work for. So I have great pride in telling that I'm an alumni of Rajagiri. And each achievement of Rajagiri, whenever a Rajagirian does really well, I have every right to become part of that achievement. I am always proud of that achievement. So I have that extra sense of gratitude because I've got amazing mentors. I had amazing teachers from Rajagiri. So whatever little success I had in my life or whatever good things that has happened in my life, it is all because of the wellness, or it is all the blessings and support of the teachers who had been from my school, from my engineering college, from my MBA college, etc. All of them have been great mentors to me. So every student who is coming out from those institutes, I really want them to really do well in their career and life. So I'm just telling you the 5. I'm not giving so much of gyan and so much of extra fundas, etc. These are the simple things that really you will encounter in market. And what has helped me, I'll tell you. And just correlate with yourself whether it will work for you. And if it is working, please do adopt it. And I'm sure that if you follow at least 2 or 3 or 4 of this or all 5 of this, you are going to be amazing, successful professional in life. And I'll also tell you what you can do right now in your campus that can help you become a successful professional. See, number 1, if you want to become successful in sales and marketing, you have to start from the field and get your hands dirty. Okay, so there is always a contradiction on this. So when you feel like, okay, MBA, I am an MBA from Rajagiri. Okay, so there is good chance that whichever organization you walk into, there will be an alumni of Rajagiri who is really doing well or who is up the ladder. Like he has been there, he's still there, etc. Whichever firm you go, there are very good chances that because our alumni members are spread across the globe, And there are people who have been into various organizations, and almost all of them are doing, or everyone are doing great in their own domain. So even when I joined ITC, I had 3, 4, 5 members from the immediate senior batches and a bit more senior batches there. The first reaction that a colleague or any other member who is a non-Rajagirian, they'll ask you, which college are you from? I'm from Rajagiri. Then there is a look on most of their faces. Oh, you also from Rajagiri. So, or that is like it's in a way it's good, and the you have been rated the first already there. So there is a first cut of rating that is happening there. Then they will ask, you know this guy, you know that guy who was in Rajagiri, etc. Is there? Then sometimes we might know, sometimes we might not. And then so we will have that pride that okay, I am an MBA from Rajagiri, etc. So many people expect, okay, the moment you complete an MBA, we have paid a good amount of fees and we have got a good package, etc. And we have joined a field, there will be a car, we will be working out of a laptop, and sometimes like we see in the Neil Nitesh or some Bollywood heroes, there is a PA and there are some bodyguards, etc. And there are people who are working in. So that life will be there, but not in the first go, not in the day one. So this is what my experience is. I did it because I had this experience when started with my internship, etc. And there were other members who had joined. There were 2 members who joined with me along from QZAT, and there were 3 from Kollam TKM college also. So 6 of us joined together. I knew what is going to happen on day 1 because I had done my internship there. So first day we were sent to, like when during my internship also. So I'm from Rajagiri MBA. Okay, others are also okay, good, etc. Day 1, what am I supposed to do? I am going to work in Tripunithura market with a person who is selling cigarettes in a cycle. And then he'll sell. I'll start with him. I'll walk in the market. I'll note down how much sales he's doing. Okay, Kings. So he speaks in very fast, and their dynamics are very fast. Kings Patta, Lights Patta. So they'll tell Kings 10, Lights 10, like all the other brands 10, tak, he'll write. I am taking my mobile, trying to calculate what is the landing rate. It is 89 rupees 75 paise. How many packets you have sold? 20. 89 into 20. I am calculating. So which is the next brand? So I note down, and by the time he's standing at the 3rd shop, he's just waiting for me, he's looking at me. So I'm like, okay, fine. So this is the first cut of experience. Then I know this is going to happen to me. So this is how all of us started. So any good sale, any good company, any good big FMCG or MNC, any candidate who comes to that, they ensure that they allow them to start the work from the market. So there were 2 more people. There were 2 new faces when I joined ITC. One was a lady, and almost our age only, and in 22, 23, etc. And there was another guy. He looked like a North Indian. Both of them looked like North Indian. So they were also tired, desperate, and they were like almost like, "Arey, what is this? Is this what we wanted to do, work for, etc." Then I said, "No, this is happening. I am from Rajagiri, and even I am doing this, etc." Then I told, "I am Sajid. I am from Rajagiri." So the guy told me, I am Pranchal, I am from IIM Ahmedabad. And then the lady told me, I am Soumya Rathore, and I am from IIM Calicut. Soumya is right now the brand head for Coca-Cola, for I think she handles entire Indian operations. So this has been this is how life starts for a sales professional. So if you have any misconceptions that the day 1 you will be like you will have your induction, so that will be different. But when you start working, this is how your training starts. If you complete this training well, then the thing is like it really helps in understanding what happens. How is the life of a salesman? What time does he go to market? How does he sell a product? What are the difficulties that he faces? WOW means ways of working. And what are the ways of working of an organization? What is the expectations from an employee in a field level? How much time he can spend in a market? What are the schemes that will work in the market, etc. And then these experiences really help you to build a plan or to build a career when you move up. Or next day, tomorrow, when you are given a chance. So tomorrow, somebody asked me, Sajid, I'm operating a 2 rupee scheme on this product. Will it work? So if I don't have an on-ground experience, I cannot tell, no, I cannot just look on the Excel sheet, plot the numbers and say, no, this will work or this will not work. So what can you do in your life during the next 1.5 year or 6 months or 8 months you are doing at Rajagiri? If you are yet to do an internship, please ensure that you do a really good internship, work on the ground. If you do not have any ego, start doing part-time jobs. That is what really makes you understand what is the how difficult it is to do a job right from the starting level. If your parents, your uncles, your relatives, if anybody has business or they have supermarket, they have shops, they have grocery shops, they have fancy stores, etc., please go there and stand there, work for 2 hours, 3 hours as an employee, work on weekends, etc. You understand how things happen, how difficult it is to do a sales, etc. And then most importantly, please actively participate in all the management meets, all the fest that is happening in the campus. See, all this experience will get counted when. So one of the best things, so in the Elizabeth was while mentioning in the profile, one of my initiative was replicated in the organization. This initiative, I had participated in 7 best manager contests while I was in Rajagiri. First thing I got out in the first round. First, one more thing, one at SCMS I got, I became second. I lost as a runner-up. Other 5 I had won in Rajagiri. So every best manager contest, all of you must be knowing, there is a sales thing. You will be asked to sell a product. So you will be given a very like the product which cannot be sold. More like a pen that is broken or a slipper that cannot be used, etc. All this could be sold. So I have done the sales and then I've struggled to get the money. That will be around 1 hour. Maybe you'll have to finish all those things and come back. So while I did it I was working with the personal care division. I made a business proposal convinced my assistant manager who was heading entire Kerala. Sir, we will sponsor engineering colleges and MBA colleges for their management test. We will give them the prize money, 10,000 rupees, etc. But for the selling round, we will use our products, Piyama Devil's product, Bewell product, Engage deodorants, etc. So he liked this idea. We did it really well. So we did it across 7 colleges, including Rajagiri, 2013-14. And this idea became a big hit and they also understood the revenue model. This was working for both campus as well as the organization. So this experience from Rajagiri is what really helped me to come up with this idea. Now ITC is driving this as a national project. It is known as YUVA. So anyone who has joined ITC in the last 1 year, 2 year, who is joining in the next 1 or 2 years, they'll be able to understand. There is a project called YUVA. So this is the way it has come. So it has come from Rajagiri only. So this is which has helped me in my campus life, and this is to settle in my ITC group. And then the second thing is like ability to adapt to organization ways of working and contribute from day one. Okay, so these are 2 things. These are one thing, like there are 2 angles to it. Like, see, once you join an organization, you will not have much time to learn, understand the external things. Okay, you will be, so once you join Pidilite, I'll be introduced to what is Pidilite's way of work. What is, when I join ITC, when you join Synthite, when you join IDEA, you will be given what is their ways of working, how you should be able to contribute, etc. How you can contribute right from day one, etc. What you can do now. So that time, like people will not be interested to teach you. Okay, I don't know Excel. There is a VLOOKUP. That time, like our MG University syllabus used to have cover a lot of theory part. So even during our alumni meet, we had like few of the alumni members, including me, we had suggested to Joji sir, Viva sir, and all, like you should have more like, and I think Rajagiri is already doing that. And many other colleges are not doing that. So even yesterday when we were having our zonal review meeting, when Ritik had called me yesterday, we were having our zonal review meeting. The senior management was training some of the IAM pass outs. Like, no, you track this cell. No, what is the sales? You filter only these dealers. How much has been the growth of these dealers over the last 1 year? Some formulas were not working and they were teaching them. So many organizations, they do not have the time to teach all those things. So if you already are very thorough with it, you know that you are good at MS Excel. MS Excel is a must. All the sales professionals who are there in here, please be rest assured that you will be thrown a lot of data. Like you will be given a lot of data and you will have to come with the best procedure. You have to quicker. You will have to analyze what is the trend, etc. The best way to fit into any role. Tomorrow, if you are after your training, if you are given a posting, first thing what I tell my juniors is like, take the sales report of the last 2 years, analyze the trend. That will tell you where to start from. So to analyze this Excel sheet, you must be very thorough with the basic, at least to a medium level or expertise you should be having on the formulas, shortcuts, etc. If the organization is good, if your time is good, you will have good mentors, good peers who can help you with it. But already if you are a champion in that, you will be able to start working right from day one. And then increase your knowledge about if you want to work in FMCG sector, what if you want to work in ITC or if you want to work in HUL, you must have a basic understanding on how does this sector work, what is an FMCG, what is a telecom sector, what is a banking sector, which are the key players. what is the work life, what is the revenue, like how much is their revenue, etc. Some of the thing what I really used to find very useful was like Harish sir's blog was there, marketing blogspot, marketing practices, not blogspot. So he had written in detail about so many brands, etc. So before joining ITC in the last 4 to 5 months, I used to read a lot about what is happening in noodles, what is happening in Atta, what are the other FMCG products, etc., which gave me a good idea about, okay, this is how the industry, this is how the practice is. So at this point of time, when you are in Rajagiri, if you once you finalize, okay, I want to work in a paints company, or I want to work in Synthite. So what is Synthite? Synthite is a B2B company. So which are the other B2B company? There are Canker, there is AVT, there is all those things. What are the products there? Or you want to work in a banking? I want to get a job in South Indian Bank. So what are the dividends and all the other banking terms? If you want to work in a Samsung mobiles, or if you want to work in a telecom sector, or you want to work in Idea, which are the other BI, which are the other players? So if you are able to gain all these knowledge before you join for work, that will give you an upper advantage right from day. Third one, communication skills and ability to pick up inputs from the market and make an action plan. And most importantly, convince your peers and seniors. Okay. So the communication skill, what I meant is like, you will be really good in communicating with yourself. I've seen many people in MBA colleges, even from Rajagiri, the majority discussion, when there is a classroom discussion and all, people, the first 2 benches, I was a first bencher, and but then the questions will always come to the first 2. The active participation will be limited to the first 2 benches. Like balance all, people will sometimes be silent, sometimes be busy, sometimes will be will be in a different world, etc. But then even when they're forced to make a discussion, people come, yes, this is my point, yeah, I support him, etc. When people will become all serious when you go to the placement mode. Okay, there is a group discussion happening, then there is a normal routine thing. I agree to that point. No, I have another point. So there is a pattern of like what you would say quite artificial one. So I'll tell you what happened. So if you are not able to pitch in your ideas in your very comfortable circle, like in your class, it's only the 60 of you and a very few members who are like a very close friends, etc. Please don't be hesitant. Please have active participation in your MBA classroom. What makes MBA different from other or any other courses is that the amount of involvement that a student should have in the classroom, and that is what really makes an MBA classroom different from the rest of it. So don't limit yourself. This is the time. If you don't make a difference right now, today, if you are not able to convince your ideas and win the thoughts of your peers, tomorrow you will never be able to convince your peers or convince your seniors. So I am telling like, sir, give me 3 rupee ka input. I will run this scheme and I'll get the result. I'll get the growth. People will not believe me. So if I don't have the communication skill to and make him understand, sir, you see, this has been our trend. Whenever we have given this input, market has supported us, trade has supported us. ये हमारे लिए काम पे आ जाएगा sir, ये हम कर लेंगे sir. And this input, if I'm not able to give, not able to convince, so this starts right from where? Right from our campus days itself. So this thing is mandatory that you must have a very active participation in your classroom. And the next thing is like the willingness to learn. So when you go to the industry, you must be open. Like, see, there are every day, especially after lockdown, the ways in which companies have started doing business, everything has changed. So we never thought like we had to take permission from our seniors to go to market. I mean, I'm a sales guy, I'm a sales manager. So people expect me to go to market. So after COVID, I have to write to my zonal manager telling, sir, I am planning for a market visit. Please approve. So he's telling, Sajid, is your district in green zone, red zone, orange zone? If it is in green zone, you travel. I can travel only for 7 days, or I never thought I'll run the business sitting in front of a laptop or with limited physical visits, etc. So this, everything is very dynamic and changing. And there are many things I don't know what I learn from my seniors, I learn from my juniors. I go and work with my frontline team and they teach me something, sir, this is the new app that has come and this is how we have to take order, etc. Then I understand, okay, this is how things happen. So the willingness and ability to learn. So what can you do during your Rajagiri? Yes, please reach out to maximum people who can help you understand, whether it be your seniors, whether it be your juniors, whether it be alumni members, whether it be faculty members or other relatives, friends working in similar industries. Understand ye kaisa hota hai, like industry mein, how does this happen? And what are the factors which will depend on certain things. Like when a digitization happen, how are you doing it? And when you're taking an order from a distant location, remote location, how does this work? All these things, whatever you want to know, especially about your areas of work, please gather maximum insights. And always ensure that you have a very strong friend circle. One of the best things that has happened to me in Rajagiri is like we have a very, very strong friends. So I used to stay in the ground floor, okay, the basement floor in men's hostel. We call it Padalam. I don't know if it is still called Padalam. It is the underground floor. Okay. So there are we have very, very strong friends. We speak most of the, at least once in a week kind of thing. And these people have been really very positive, sir. We can spend a lot of time gossiping. We can spend a lot of time talking about negative. Array, this doesn't happen like this. This is not happening. She did that to me. He did that to me. This, that, all those things can happen. That is again a part of campus life that should happen. But then ensure that you have a very strong positive circle who talks about ideas, innovation, best practices, etc. That is where you elevate. Even now, when we get stuck, I call up like people who are good in this. I called my friend Arvind, who has done a PhD from IIM and who is currently in UK. And I asked him, Arvind, how did you do this data collection? I called my friend Arun, who is working as Kellogg state head. So Arun, I am floating a survey. I am not able to capture this response. How did you do this analysis? So these friend circle that you make in your campus days will really, really come handy then when you move up in your ladder or when you move up in your career. So ensure that you have a very, very strong, positive friend circle who are there to stand with you, support you. It not be very high in number. It not be 8, 10, 15 members. At least 1 or 2 members, you should have very, very strong friend circle in your campus days. And then the thing is like multitasking and setting the priorities right. People tell like whenever some candidates come to me for an interview and they tell me like I'm good in multitasking, that moment I'll pick his resume. I will tell like, okay, this guy is a typical by-hearted. I'll just show you. I'm not trying to show that I have a very busy schedule. So at 5, I have 3 meetings planned. One is like there is a, so this is my calendar, what you see. So there is an adoption list or analytics. So the next quarter, what are we going to do? How are we going to analyze? There is a meeting plan for that. And there is an important announcement which is happening at 5 o'clock, which all the managers are supposed to join. And there is another general wellness, being fitness program, etc. So right now, whatever you will be feeling is like, say, our internals are happening this week, university exams are happening next week, Infloreca preparation to karna hai, marketing assignment ke liye, like we have to, this assignment has been scheduled on this time. Guys, life is going to be like this only. I mean, this is a training that you are getting in the campus that you have to prioritize. There will be any time when you come into the sales or when you come into the profession, you will have minimum 10 to 15 things happening at the same time. So don't multitask. Don't try to do many things at the same time. So I understood that I'll do something, then I'll switch over to another. So in these 3 meetings, I cannot be like I will present in one thing for 5 minutes, and I'll go to the second thing for 5 minutes. That will not give me good result. Okay, so if it is, I can do that, but then it will not be proper. My presence will not be felt anywhere. I will not get the content of the meetings anywhere else also. So you really need to prioritize what should be done first, etc. And creating personal discipline. So 9 o'clock our classroom starts, 8:30 newspaper reading session starts. We run 8:10, 8:15, 8:20. We run from hostel, skip the breakfast, and just when Susan ma'am closes the door, we'll run in, ma'am, attendance, I am there. Or when Harish sir takes the attendance, sir, just made it, kind of thing will be there. So that trend will continue. So unless you know where to prioritize, how to prioritize, when you start working, you will not even get this much time. There will be hundreds of meetings, there will be meetings planned, etc. All these things will be there. So creating the person, because I was telling, I used to live in the ground floor. We were very lazy to climb up to the 5th floor to have the mess. So Jonathan used to be there, and the Prakash Bhai used to be there in the 5th floor. So we'll ask, so what is there for breakfast? He'll say it's aloo paratha on Thursday. So it is dosha on Wednesday, something. Dosha, it's what is the time? It's already 8:50. I don't have time to go up, come down, have breakfast, and attend the class at 9. So we'll skip. And then we'll go for a 10:40 interval. We go to Rajagiri Engineering Canteen and then have breakfast. So I took a lot of time. Once I started working also, I took a lot of time to change the schedule. So what the personal discipline, what you can start practicing, prioritizing at right from your campus days, it will really help you to set your career right from day one when you start working. So these are the things that I want to discuss. And yeah, so this is another part. So how do you become a better self? So I think we are running short of time. I'll maybe skip this, or I'll just quickly give a brief on what it is. So how do you become your better self is like, and one is like you need to have a clarity. So these are the three things that has really helped me to improve my performance at a professional life and as a personal life. And one is like the clarity exercise. Like I need to know, and then second is like a building confidence, and third is like a power of mentoring. So what do you do in a clarity exercise? It's a 5 things that has really worked for me, and I've been training or teaching many youngsters, and they have also find it effective. Many of them have started practicing that. Please take some time to understand what you want to do want in life and do not want in life. Make a long-term goal and make sure that you break it into small. So today I'll do only 1, 2, 3 things. Once you keep doing that, this is known as atomic habits or micro habits. And plan maximum 3 tasks for a day, which on a personal note, and which you will find success in. And do not multitask on key priorities, which I was telling all this time. And how to build self-confidence. Like this is a totally different session. I'm just summarizing it. So you can commit yourself and start doing that. So I'll walk for 2 kilometers today. I'll complete my marketing assignment today before I go to sleep. So if you are able to commit to yourself and if you are able to deliver that, that is the way. Yes, you are. Yes, if I tell something, I'm able to do it. That confidence comes to me. If you plan a schedule, stick on to it, and always be associated with confident people who push you up rather than the people who pull you down. Be thankful to everyone that really comes back to you, and ensure before closing the day, what did I do today that I can be proud of? And there is again, this is one thing I really like on power of mentoring. So every time you invest yourself in ideas, action, and be associated with people, positive people who lift you up. And wherever you find it difficult, ask for assistance to teachers, your friends, your peers, your family members, etc. Work hard on your strength, what I was mentioning, and understand and improve on your shortcomings. If you know, like I am not good in it, take help. There is nothing wrong in taking help. Even Sachin Tendulkar, the famous story is there, where he took the suggestion of a waiter in Chennai to correct his elbow guard, and through which he was able to better his game. So and that is why he is God or God of cricket or a great person. That is, he's in that position for a reason. So never be ashamed of taking help. Or even now when we don't, even our senior managers contact us. Hey, kaise karna hai? Like how did you get it done? Or how do you do this? And so that is why they are able to maintain that position. So that is what I wanted to share with you. Maybe we'll have another 5-10 minutes before we close the call. Yeah, over to you, Ritik. I'm done.
So we have some, I think students may be having some questions. So
Yes, sure.
Students, time for you to ask questions if you have any.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful opportunity.
You.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
So how can I classify 2 financial companies? How can I select according to their brand name or their CTC or their benefits that I will be getting as a fresher?
Okay, so you basically want to understand like how do you pick the best financial company?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So I am not an expert in finance, but I'll tell you from my understanding. So you need to compare their last 3 to 5 years ka performance. Okay, how they have been doing, how their share prices have been doing. So any company, rather not just finance, any companies you compare you take their performance over the last 4 to 5 years, how they have been doing well, or etc. And how many employees are there? What has been their expansion plans? Whether they have invested, which means like they are growing, they have expansion plans, etc. They have been able to do. And then CTC is just only one indicator. Okay, then you can always connect with the employees to understand what is the work-life balance. So especially in financial companies, you need to understand whether you will have to work even on Sundays, or there is a target pressure, and whether the targets are achievable, are the people quitting very soon, etc. You can always reach out to the employees if you have, or you can get, or there are a lot of sites like Glassdoor, etc., which gives a feedbacks on how companies perform. You can get through LinkedIn, you will get to know which are the people who are working in there, etc. You can get a feedback on that. My suggestion is like don't always go by the package, because if maybe like at an entry level they might be offering at a 3 lakh or a 4 lakh or a 5 lakh, but you might have another offer which is offering you a 7 or 8 lakhs package. But if you find the work culture is good, your learning opportunities are good, the company has a long-term strategy, I'd say even at the starting stage of your career, if financial part is not a big worry, you work on all the other parameters other than the financial aspect. Yeah, did I clear your question?
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You can reach out to me, and if you need more clarification, I can help you with the experts also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
so I'm Jovin George from PGDM, and I have a doubt.
Yes.
My doubt is, as a fresher, the most common job opportunity we get for marketing and sales is probably in sales,
Absolutely.
the sales department.
Absolutely.
And for a long-term goal, I would like to move for a brand researcher or a business analyst for marketing and such sort of jobs.
Right.
So you said about the various skills that are required, and how can we actually showcase those skills in the corporation or while working, which will benefit me in the future, which could guarantee my place as a brand manager in the future in an easier way or a faster way.
Okay. So Jobin, so I understand your question as this. So once you start working, how do you tell the organization that you are good in this, correct? Or like you have this skill?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So see, once you start now, you work as a team, you work as an individual. Okay. So you work as once you work, you will be part of a team. Okay. So and we'll keep on getting opportunities. So every meet there is a review process done. So any sales firm monthly there is a review process done. Okay. If you are good with data, so if you are good with data analytics, you will not go with the standard. So any given data, you will have a better understanding. So if I am giving you 1 month ka sales data of a particular territory, okay, I am handling sales for Trivandrum. I have last month, August month ka Trivandrum ka sales data. If you are good in that sales data, you will be able to get more insights from it. How many dealers have built my product? What is the average value of a dealer? And how many customers did not build? So all these things you will be able to give in more than what the peers will be doing. So then people will be, okay, how did you get this data? So that means like you have a better say, or like you are projecting yourself in a better manner than this. So if you know the skills, but you will be able to do this only you know how to do all this. If you know how to put a VLOOKUP, how to put a pivot, you know the sub functions, and you know how to do a count function, how many dealers are built. So the quality of your work will be better than the rest of the people. So that will really stand out. And then you will be, the people will start evaluating you. So the moment you start working, like your impression, the people, the supervisors will be evaluating you. Okay, whether he's a market worker or he's good in data, or what is his understanding when you give some data. All those things will be evaluated. So it will naturally come out. And once you get your opportunity, if you need to come out and project your skills, yes, take up the chances and show that, sir, I have another view to it. Sir, we are comparing that sales has grown, but I see there is an opportunity that I build 100 dealers every month. Last month, there is a growth in sales, 20 of my dealers have not built. So I see a different growth opportunity. So such skills, such analysis, you will be able to come up only when you're good with your data figures, etc. Once you project out this data, people will understand, okay, Jobin is really good. So his understanding level, his analytical levels are really good. Then they start appreciating. This is how you make a difference when you work in a team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. My name is Vishnu. I'm from PGDMC.
Yeah, Vishnu.
Sir, when I look into your profile, I saw that you are fond of Karalipet and you also time in movies, etc. So my question is that how you manage your personal life and this stressful job while doing this profession?
Yeah. So Vishnu, that's a nice question. So Vishnu, I watched 133 movies last year. Okay? So just for the count of it, but it's all about prioritizing. So that is the last slide I made. So I was also like, I'm so much stressed about work, and there's so many things happening. Everyone, the man who is celebrating his birthday today, Narendra Modi, is also having 24 hours. My seniors are also having 24 hours. My vice president is also having 24 hours, company ka. So it is all about prioritizing your work. So that is what I'm telling. People always. So I also I understood the question. I actually I have gone through the same situation. What is in your mind right now? There was a phase in my life. Okay, 2013-14 when I started working. I was working day and night. I didn't have a rest. I didn't have any personal life. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't go home. I don't have time to talk to my friends. I don't have time to watch movies. Then I decided, no, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Like this is not the way what I want my life to be. I will work, and when I do my work, I'll prioritize and do this. So right now also showed you my schedule. So Ritvik told me like this is the time that is available, and tomorrow and the days ahead, like many of you are having exams. So I have to make a priority. Like yes, I don't want to miss an opportunity that I want to interact with my juniors. So you prioritize your work. The only thing Vishnu I'll tell you is like what really helps me is like take one task at a time. Okay, you make 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 things I'll do on a personal level today. Okay, then that otherwise you will be burdened. The question is right. You will be stressed. Story that is pending. This is pending. So that will definitely some point will happen. But to a greater extent, it doesn't touch me or it doesn't have a deeper influence in me. I know I am going to do this. I will do this. The balance I will manage tomorrow. That confidence will come to me. The stress levels will be there up and down. It will happen. But once I know, yes, these are the personal things that I want to happen today. These are the professional things what I want to happen today. I'll be able to strike out a balance. So if you practice this right from the beginning of your career, you will be able to have a happy life on your personal front as well as your professional front.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
So Sanju Sashi from PCDMA.
Yeah.
So I want to know about I want to know what changes the COVID-19 pandemic has bring into the sales and marketing.
Sanju, so good question, Sanju. It's a brilliant question. So each one of you must be looking to it. I never thought like life will be so different. See, our physical from our industry. So what I am seeing, I'll tell you what has happened. Our industry, what has happened is like, see, I am into a Fevicol division. So where we sell building materials, adhesive, Fevicol adhesive. We were very much dependent on personal visits. We work in the market. My frontline, my sales team goes into order taking every day. Every day he covers 12 to 15 outlets. I go to for a field visit 10 to 12 days in a month. I randomly travel to cities, meet all the big customers, say hi, hello, namaste, sir, how is business growing, etc. And then solve any distributor related issue, do some planning activity, etc. So now remote working has been remote working has increased. Now we have developed apps where a company person need not go. A dealer can book his order in his app itself. It is known as a Genie app, Pidilite Genie app. Every industry is becoming more and more digitalized. So means like we are reducing human intervention. So we are trying to maintain that, and we are training. So what we used to have contractor and carpenter meets. So whenever a new product comes, a new adhesive comes, we train all the contractors and carpenters. See this and this has to be. We call them physical meetings. So now everything has become digital. We train them on Zoom. We train them on Microsoft Teams, and we tell them you join at this time. This is how there is a lot of digital works happening. We saw the animation videos, how this has to be done, and a tech savvy generation or tech savvy shift towards that is happening right now. And lot of automation is happening, but it has not reduced any of the manpower. We have not reduced one single person for this. Like our priorities have changed. The way we look at business, the way we analyze things, everything have changed. Many things we are doing via remote. The same thing, everyone has shifted. The dealer, the contractor, the end user, the homeowner, all these people, distributors, everybody has adapted to the ways of working. So the one fundamental thing is like the way we do business have changed. It has become more into a digital mode rather than a physical visits, etc. And even in banking, and even now, like even we would have gone to the market. Now it's all home delivery, supermarkets delivering things to our home. A lot of automation has happened. A lot of new jobs are getting created also. But this is the major shift that has happened in the last 1.5 years.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
My question is like, as an MBA graduate in specializing in marketing, when we pass out, most of the students get placed in like a sales position job, like as a business associate. So according to you, when you joined ITC, how did you tackle, we have a lot of targets when we join. So how could you handle the pressure that we get from the target? Like we have to achieve within 1 week or 1 month. So how did you tackle that pressure and go on, sir?
So see, this pressure will be there everywhere, okay, irrespective of any sales team. So what is sales mean? See, ITC is again a number-driven company, but it is also a good company. Number-driven means they want the number to be happening. So Pidilite right now for me is not a number-driven company. We are a process-driven company. So answering to your question, Narga, target may to achieve the thing may I have struggled a lot. I used to get inspiring from the managers, why in such a number you committed. And in sales, once you commit and you don't deliver, it is a crime. I tell sir, this week I'm doing 8 lakhs. Even if I slip by 1 lakh, my boss would have committed to his boss like that. So committing on numbers is a crime. Okay, so defaulting on numbers. So once you commit, you will have to deliver. So the ideal way to understand in a sales professional how to do a number commitment is like, you need to have a proper planning that will help you in 80% of your then your predictions will be correct. You understand what is a trend. Okay, week 1, so everything, maybe some things happen in a cycle. Usually if it is a consumer product, supermarkets will have a higher sales in week 1 because all the employees get their salary, they go and purchase in week 1. Most supermarkets will say from 1 to 10 there are additional offers, etc. And so then you need to understand the pattern, how the business happens. In suppose that Anarga is given a sales target where 10th you have to close this much sale, 20th you will have to close this much sale, 30th you will have to close this much sale. If you take a last 3 to 6 month or 1 year ka sales data, how much does my sales come in first 10 days? Okay, if I am doing 10 lakhs, 4 lakhs comes in first 10 days. 2 lakhs comes in next 10 days by 20th, and the last 4 lakhs comes in the last 10 days. If you know this is the pattern, then you will be able to commit. Okay, sir, I will do 4.5 lakhs in the first 10 days. And then you understand your sources of growth. That is the actual term. Where are these sales coming from? If you are working in a FMCG company, how much does your wholesaler contribute? How much does your retailer contribute? How much does your independent supermarkets contribute? And then how many salesmen are there? So this planning is so minute level. You will have to take the data, understand the drill level, means drill down it and make a proper plan. That will really help you 80% of the time. That will really help you in making a proper number commitment. So if you commit, like if you know the pattern, okay, the last 6 months, week 1 or first 10 days, the average sales is between 3.8 lakhs to 4.5 lakhs. So you will know, okay, 4 to 4.2 lakhs will happen. So you will not go and commit 7 lakhs or 6 lakhs. You will safely commit only 4.5 lakhs. Then you understand how is the sales coming. Then it is the second part is like the follow-up. Follow-up mechanism is very, very critical in sales. So if you are a tracker, okay, day 1, how much has happened? Day 2, how much has happened? So once you have that review rigor mechanism, follow-up and review, you will be able to do your number 90-95%, and then it's all balance 5 to 10% is your personal skill. How are you able to negotiate? How are you able to get the team deliver the number? How are you personally go and able to take some orders, etc.? That 5 to 10%. 80% of your number you will happen if you have a proper planning, understanding, and review mechanism. Many people don't do that, and that is why they fumble. And sometimes there might be very rare cases where market did not support or there is a slowdown, etc. No? That and all will happen over an experience. But beginning first 1, 2, 3 months, there will be a struggle. Don't get disheartened. Anyone who is joining in sales, that is a part of it, the learning process, and you will be able to do better as and when you progress in your career. But once you follow on 2 mechanisms, one is like a proper planning, second one is a review mechanism. 80% you will not fail. You will be able to handle everything properly.
Thank you, sir.
Hello guys, this is Jenny. Welcome to my.
Any more questions?
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
When we are playing, myself Junaid, sir, I'm from PGDM.
Yeah.
When you are attending an interview, the interviewer is seeing your marks. Okay. So the interview will be based on your is for sales and marketing post only. Okay. So your marks are down actually. Like you need a cutoff of 70% or 60%, but unfortunately it becomes 5.5% in all around academics. It's because of your accounts subjects or finance subjects, because you're weak at those subjects. Okay. Will they hesitate to take us because of that problem?
See,
But also
good.
at the same time, we are good at marketing and sales. But because of this finance subjects, our marks are a bit low. So what will be the situation?
See, from my understanding, 80% of the cases they look into only average number, average. Say they don't look at a paper level. Financial FMA how much you got, marketing management how much you got, retail management how much you got. People will not be bothered. If you haven't, so they might be different companies will be having whether have you maintained 65% consistency in your +2, in your degree, in your post graduation, etc. And if that might be the gate criterion, etc. And after that, whether you scored a 45 in financial management and you got an 80, 85 in retail management, that doesn't matter. 80-85% companies, they don't into a sales job, they don't are really not worried about your subject wise mark. It is how you perform, and it is your subject wise mark is the only considered only during that interview time. Once you get into the job, it's only your performance matters. And people don't, many companies, only the joining formality, that certificate, they don't even ask you later. You will see your degree certificate when you go to the next job change only. So to answer your question, Junaid, in the beginning stage, if there is a gate criterion to attend an interview, they will be. So if you're consistently, whether you maintain a 60 or a 65 or a 70%, only that matters. That is how 80 to 90% of the companies think. And whether you didn't do well in one of your finance paper, whether you have done extremely well in your retail management paper, that and all will not make much of a difference unless you are looking for a very specified role. So you are telling that you can tell people might not look. You are looking for a brand manager, and you say, sir, my area of interest is brand management, and all through my career I have done very well in my brand management papers. That will give you a bonus mark. But if you do not do really well in your finance management, see, everyone cannot be master of everything. So that will not be a major drawback once you apply for a sales and marketing. This is my understanding, and this is how 80-90% of the companies take it. So don't be worried about that. Maintain your aggregate average to a decent level, and do well in the papers which you are really good at. That will help you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. We really appreciate your time here, and then we are also very delighted to see you here. And then, sir, my question is regarding about the marketing analyst. So, in this regard, being a fresher, like what are the skills that we need, and then what are the challenges or what are the issues that we expect in the industry?
Yeah. To become a market analyst, you should be really good with analytical skill and numbers. So given any data is thrown to you, a report is thrown to you, you must know how to give a meaningful output from it to your client. Okay, so if they want to make like whether the product is getting launched, how many people will, what is the response rate, how many people will buy, or any survey results, any data, etc. When given to you, you should have an instinctive quality to get the best result out of it. You must be good with numbers, analysis. You must be able to get an insight from it. Okay, so 60% people in the age group of 14 to maybe say 20 or in the teenage have used this product. So what is the insight you gain out of it? So those kind of insights you should be able to develop things. So that is the key thing what you need to work on if you are looking for a market analyst profile. You must be good with numbers. You must be able to sit and get good insights from the data that is thrown to you. And yeah, you must be updated. See, you see that there are so many new courses that is coming up. There are new softwares that is coming up, which will actually reduce this job. So previously we used to get all the reports through Excel sheets, MIS. So there is an MIS that is coming to me at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, etc. Now we are using a software called Microsoft Power BI. So Power BI, I don't have to wait for a report to that to come. I can log in with my user credentials. I can generate whatever data I want. So I need to know what data I need to download. I can put all the filters: a distributor, dealer, this product, month till date sale, year till date sale, last year same time what sales, all those things I can put filter and I can get whatever data I want. But I need to know what data will give me what information and whether how it is going to help my business grow. So these kind of insight development and that skill we should be able to do. This comes only with practice. So more and more you learn, more and more you work with the data, you will become a mass prophet. And you must know all the shortcuts and you must be able to, you should be very fast. You should be able to get the results very fast. You cannot sit with some data for 1 hour, 1.5 hours to come up with a suggestion. So there will be people who will be doing it better than you, will be much more faster than you. They will take away your job. So these are the things that you should be good with data. You should be able to come up with good quality analyticals. You should be good with analytics. You should be able to come up with good insights, and you should be updated with whatever is happening. That will give you a good career in market analytics.
Okay, sir. I have also another doubt, sir, regarding about like in Coursera, we have so many kinds of analytics courses given by different companies, different corporates, and also like does that have any impact on us if we're applying on that very particular company if we take up the courses, or like we can apply to every company?
Yeah. So that will be an added advantage to my knowledge. So if you have a certified digital marketing, if you are a certified digital marketer, or if you have completed a good digital marketing course with a valid certificate, a Google certified or a good company certified digital marketing course, that will really give you an additional advantage when you apply for such a job. So that means like you don't have to prove them anything. You have already, there is a certificate that is speaking about your talents and your credentials. So that will be really helpful when you apply for a job. And then if the company, because the different companies use different softwares, or the needs or the client requirements will be different. If that is matching with whatever expertise you have, then you definitely will have a better mileage.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Was I able to clear your doubt, or is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, it is Junaid again.
Yeah, Junaid.
Sir, when
it would be nice if you could switch on your camera.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. When it comes to marketing and sales, I think we have more of field work also, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so is there any situation where we should not opt for field work? This company is coming with this type of work, so don't take that.
No,
is there anything like that?
No. Please don't have any such thoughts. All good companies want employees to start from the field. If some company is not asking you to do the field work, you will struggle at some point of time. I'm not telling that company is not good, but an experience on field is very much important. I was telling like IIM Ahmedabad guy. So IIM Ahmedabad is #1 B school in the country. So the person was doing 1 year ka field work. I was also doing 1 year ka field work. So I used to go with a delivery boy. I used to go in a van along with the driver. I used to carry the cartons and go and give it to the shop. I used to work with the go-down people. Every good company wants people to work in the field. Even the senior managers, all the people who are doing the president, vice president roles and all, they have all come like this. So if any company, if you are feeling that it will, my ego is hurt, or what will people think when I do like this, then we should not be looking for a career in sales and marketing. If you have an experience in frontline sales, never have any inhibition. Please never think like that. Even for the girls who are there in the call, so might be if you're joining a telecom firm, etc., you will have to go and speak to the small shop, recharge shops, etc., telling this is the offer, etc. Never be ashamed, because all this experience will help you build a bigger understanding of the industry, bigger role, bigger career in your future life. So never ever have such thoughts.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, Vaishak.
Good evening, sir. So I have a doubt. So that the specialization which I choose is finance and marketing. And if I choose a marketing job for 2 years, after this 2 years, can I change the domain to finance or any finance opportunity will come?
Vaishak, why should you change? That is the
No,
first
sir.
question.
Like if I am like marketing job, if changing.
See, Vaishak, we can, not that we cannot change, but you will start as a fresher in finance. Okay, so your 2 years of marketing experience will not count here, unless it is like a finance role which needs to know what is a market understanding, and the chances of you getting such jobs will be, suppose if you are a marketing guy, you start with a 3 or a 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs package. After 2 years, you will be getting some 7.9 lakh ka package or 6 lakhs ka package. I'm telling on a monetary perspective. You have 2 years of understanding on what is a marketing, but you really didn't like marketing. That is like you are coming back to 2 years in your life and then starting a career in finance, where you will have to start from, you might have forgotten whatever you learned in finance because 2 years you were in marketing. So I would say that you should not make a career shift unless it is you really cannot survive in marketing and you really wanted to make a thing. Then it's okay. You can just start as a fresher, as a finance. That is always what you can do. But I will say that is not advisable because it is moving you back 2 years in life and in your professional career, etc. It is not just 2 years. You are starting as a fresher after 2 years, then learning things again, relearning things. All your marketing lessons you will have to keep out of your head. Start as a beginner from finance, etc. Try avoiding that. But if you feel like finance is your career, you have taken major marketing, then choose finance in the first go. Nothing wrong in it. So you will regret at some point of in life. I wasted 2 years, or I should have taken, etc. So better make good decisions now, thoughtful decision now. That will be useful. Connect with so many people so that I understand. Like maybe you will have some confusions, etc., some fear, some doubts, etc. What you can do is like what I was mentioning, like the mentor. You need to reach to good mentors. Try to understand what is a marketing role, what will I do, finance role, what can I do, etc. Your faculty members will be able to help you. Your alumni members, your seniors will be able to help you understand what is that you want in life. Then you make a career shift so that will fit in you well.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything, or are we done?
Yes, sir. Then, so if your questions are over, then we will have the vote of thanks for you. Samson Matthew from.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
So, good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank Sajid sir for enlightening us how the marketing sector is functioning. Thank you so much, sir, for your wise words on how to select the best career opportunities and how to be successful in our career. So thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank the Department of Corporate Relations and its representatives for organizing this meet. I would also like to thank our college, Rajagiri Center for Business Studies, for providing all the resources needed for developing us into being the best professionals. I also extend my gratitude to all the students who have gathered here in this meet. So once again, I thank each and every one of you who have gathered here and wishing all of you best of luck for your future endeavors. So thank you and have a very nice day.
Thank you so much, Samson. So I'm just dropping you my email ID also. So in case if you want any further doubt, you can reach out to me. Or Ritik has my contact details also. So I always want Rajagirians to do well in your life and career. So anytime as an elder brother, as a friend, you want my support any point of time, please reach out to me. And only when Rajagirians do well, we all can proudly tell tomorrow I am from Rajagiri. then people will like, yes, oh, Rajagiri, it should not be like, yeah, Rajagiri, it should not be there. No? So that is how our institution matters in our life, especially after your post-graduation. Okay, thank you guys. It was great. Thank you, Ritik. And to all my regards and respects, love to all my faculty members also. Good luck and enjoy your time in Rajagiri. It's a beautiful, beautiful phase of life. Make the best out of it and enjoy every moment. Don't waste so much of time, because you will realize it once you start working in a corporate that the best, the most colorful time was over. That will be very late. So, so make the best out of the days what you have right now, and reach out to your faculty, because our faculty members are really, really talented. What you can get. So make sure that you reach out to maximum members and extract maximum things from there. Your alumni network is very strong. Please reach out to your alumni members. All the best for your internals, your placements, your life, your professional, personal life. Hope all of you are doing good in terms of health and spirit. Please take care. Have all the precautions. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.